Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. In his feature-length directorial debut, first Rick was Rosendahl, and now Tommy Lee Wallace. When it comes to directing these Halloween movies, it's all of their feature directorial debut. And this movie, Halloween 3, is the only film in this whole franchise, in the entire Halloween franchise, that does not include the series antagonist Michael Myers. And this film departs from the slasher genres of the past two, previous installments. Instead, featuring on a witchcraft, they focused more on the Halloween, than the actual, Halloween and trick-or-treating. They focused on the Halloween and the trick-or-treating rather than, Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. It features, it's featuring a witchcraft theme with science fiction aspects. John Carpenter and Deborah Hill believed that the Halloween series could have been an anthology series of films that centered around Halloween night, with each sequel containing its own characters, setting, and storyline. Director Wallace stated that there were many ideas for Halloween-themed films, some of which could have potentially created any number of their own sequels, and that Season of the Witch was meant to be the first. So if you guys don't know how my reviews go, I break a movie down. I break, movies down in. If you don't know how my reviews go, I break a movie down talking about the positives and then the negatives, and give you all the overall conclusions, to wrap things up. Let's get right to it. So, I will say this, though it never completely happened, the idea of the Halloween franchise being an anthology series is a very unique idea that John and Deborah were thinking about. It is a breath of fresh air. I believe some people can see this movie as being a breath of fresh air from the previous two films, as it contains more sci-fi and supernatural elements. The idea of a corrupt company that creates masks and kills anyone who wears it is, it's an original writing concept. The actors give some very, not good, but just decent. I'll give them that. I'll give them they gave decent performances. Tom Atkins, and the others, I did not look it up. I did not bother looking up. But they had what they had, and they did what they did, and they gave the best that they could. So that's all I could say. Even though Michael Myers is not in the film, Conal Cochran and the business he runs, the Silver Shamrock Company, are very entertaining, are very sinister antagonists. Several people who were involved with the original 1978 Halloween film, Tommy Lee Wallace, Deborah Hill, John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis, Nancy Kyes, Annie Brackett, have also taken part in this film as either director, producer, or actor, and they all did they all did, what they were meant to do in their own respective positions. Speaking of which, there is a nice reference to the original film, as a commercial for it is shown on a television at one moment. And to be honest with you, I'd rather go back and rewatch the original Halloween film, as do we all, instead of watching this. And I mean, there were some cool moments and story development. Okay. At this point, I'm just making shit up. Like, at this point, I can't really get much. Can't really give any more. I mean, guys, come on. like like I said in my, if you guys did not check my Halloween 2 review, like after the first Halloween movies, like starting with Halloween 2, the franchise, this whole franchise just goes downhill. It just drops in quality and in writing and acting and production, everything, like all around. It just drops exponentially. The movie, like going into, I'm just gonna rip the bandage off. The going and let's just dive right into like the why not? Well, let's just dive right into the negatives, my issues with this film. The movie hasn't. It's just it lacks Michael Myers. Like this is a Halloween. Yes, I know it's a Halloween movie, but like it's taking a step back from Michael Myers and going into a new perspective. It doesn't work. I mean, for some people, sure, yeah. I mean, trick or treating and Halloween, like going into that perspective, I can see why. But like, it's maybe for nostalgia. Maybe you love this movie because of nostalgic reasons, or because this might be your first Halloween movie, or just something. But like, it just doesn't work for me personally. I can't. Um, and by the way, the movie is called Season of the Witch. Um, Now, did the movie? Why is the movie called Season of the Witch? I've never understood that, because there are no witches in this film. Just fucking. There are no, like, I mean maybe like masks. But beyond that, like, I don't understand why the movie is called Season of the Witch when there are no actual real witches like in this film. Not like actual, witches, but like in I'm talking about, like, obviously I'm talking about like within the movie. You know, but like it's a weird misleading title. Um I don't. This just keeps going downhill. It just keeps going down and down and down. Just keep it going. Um, as with the series, other films, suspense and tension are key themes. Exploring violence against young children. I mean, on a budget of $4.6 million, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch made a profit by grossing $14.4 million at the box office in the U.S. at the time. But it was also the poorest performing film in the Halloween series at the time. Most critics gave the film negative reviews. But throughout the years, throughout these decades, critics and people have come back and reevaluated and reanalyzed this film in later years, and now people are saying that, and now people, there are people who say that this is a pretty solid, enjoyable, good movie. It's a good, solid, standalone, fun, standalone cult film, despite what I just said. But yeah, after the film's disappointing reception at the box office and just everything all around, Michael Myers was brought back 6 years later in Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, which came out in 1988. And another fun fact, if you will, this is the last Halloween film to be distributed by Universal Pictures until the 2018 film Halloween Requel, 36 years later. So there's that. There is a legacy within this film, you know. Um, Films like I said, the 2018 Halloween movie, Halloween Kills, The Guest, Livid or Livide, all include the masks from this film as Easter eggs. Um, and so there are, it does have that cult element that people really hold on to, maybe, or maybe it's for nostalgic reasons or something like that. But yeah, I mean, we just keep going downhill and downhill, ladies and gentlemen. Like this franchise, just like the Friday the 13th movies, it just keeps dropping. It just keeps dropping. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I mean, they really, in my opinion, they really should not have. If you want to, I mean, if you're talking to me personally and you want to know my honest opinion, I really do believe, I understand that that the movie is titled Halloween and they want to lean towards the Halloween and the trick-or-treating aspect, the supernatural, witchcraft theme, but it's not what where's Michael Myers? And after watching this movie, after rewatching this movie, I really missed, Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasance. Like, I miss, our original characters, that we've been with in the last two films. But yeah, that's all I have to say for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time listening to my review, my thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe because that would help me and my YouTube channel out a lot. I appreciate your love, your support, and I'm thankful for all of you, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.